Hey y'all, hey, how's it going? How's it going? Today we are going to be talking about Darrell Brooks. If y'all don't know, Darrell Brooks was the one that was charged with murking of some people. He had ran into the crowd at the Christmas parade in Waukesha, Wisconsin. Y'all, Darrell Brooks was doing the most on the coast, y'all. So we're going to watch one of the videos where the judge is asking asking him to sit down. He's like, I want to sit down. Like, I want to stand up. I was like, oh, okay. That's what we doing. But he was so disrespectful to Judge Darrow. The entire case, y'all, the entire case. Like, he just don't know how to shut that mouth. He's always bumping them gums. He don't know how to, that part. Yeah. So, y'all, we're going to get into it. So, we're going to go in on this video right here. It was let me see, live with let me see, live now, I guess it says live now. So yeah, so the title is Darrell Brooks trial, of course, accused of the parade Merkins faces life. I will not sit down. Darrell Brooks explodes on judge and court over music evidence. So just to give you guys a little background, Darrell Brooks was supposedly, a rapper, allegedly, supposedly. I mean, I guess he made a couple of music videos or whatever, and I guess he went, ham on the judge when they were talking about the the music video evidence, because he had some bang bangs and stuff in there, and it was just kind of like, to me, like pointing out like his character during this trial. So let's watch.
As to this particular piece of evidence only, Mr. Brooks, you may ask questions of Detective Casey.
Objection, I don't consent to being called that name. Yeah.
Noted. Do you have any questions for the witness?
This, when did this?
So y'all, another thing. So Darrell Brooks, he liked to play these little games with the judge. He told the judge that he don't want to be called by Darrell Brooks. Homeboy, what you want to be called by? Like, this is your government name. Like, what do you want me to call you by? I just don't understand. But he was just narcissistic, he's always trying to pick a fight. As you guys know, I'm not no doctor or anything like that. But if you guys have ever experienced or had a narcissistic person had to deal with them, you guys know what I mean. Darrell Brooks was so narcissistic on so many levels, and he was always trying to pick like little fights with the judge, in my eyes. I'm just saying. But he didn't want to be called Darrell Brooks. I wish the judge would have been like, well, what's your alias? What do you want to go by? What's your alias? That's what I want to ask him. See, but she remained professional. I have to give it to Judge Darrell. Judge Darrell, she was awesome. But let's continue.
Video. When was this made exhibit? Because I don't have it.
Objection. That's not a question for the witness, Your Honor.
That was a question.
Sustained. As to the form of the question.
When was this video made an exhibit? That is a question.
I object to the question directed at the witness, Your Honor. It's beyond the scope of his knowledge.
Sustained.
Well, he said he saw it.
But that's not the question asked. So you can rephrase your question.
Y'all, that defense lawyer, she was basically like, you are really like uneducated, to say the least. You're uneducated. You don't know what you're talking about. Basically, like, sit down, shut up, be quiet, sit over there and just listen to what's going on, because you don't even know what you're talking about when it comes to the laws and stuff like that. Yeah, she put him in his place. That was funny.
Question, if you want to.
When did you see this exhibit? When did you see it?
With the understanding that you're asking, when did he see the video? I will allow the question to be asked. When did you see this exhibit? With that understanding, you may answer, Detective Casey.
I grew up always on the bigger side as a kid. I was always slightly thicker, big bone.
There we go.
Am I answering when I saw the video for the first time?
Yes.
Objection, Your Honor. Why is something always funny at that table? It would be the same thing. I'll take that as disrespect because
Oh yeah, another thing, y'all. If y'all see, he is representing himself, y'all. So he is. You see his boxes, his basic duty cardboard box with all his, I guess, legal law paperwork in it. So he's representing himself. So he don't know anything about the law, but everybody's entitled to represent themselves. He went to the, I guess, the law library and was doing his studying, and he ain't learned nothing. That's just my opinion. He ain't learned nothing. But let's carry on.
because they were allowed to say something, and I said under my breath that was disrespect.
I
They
would
just
direct
did the
both
same
parties
thing.
to avoid commentary.
Okay, well, can
and
you do that,
gestures
please,
and
and
faces.
acknowledge them?
Yes,
Because
I
I'm
will.
always the one
Absolutely.
getting admonished.
Everyone.
I take that as disrespect too.
Sir, I'm good. Can I do my job? State's directed to avoid laughing commentary. I didn't see it, so I can't further comment. I was looking at
All these
the
He is so petty, y'all. I mean, look at the way he's like shaking his head, like, when you're a little kid, you just shaking your head like, yeah, whatever. I mean, look at him acting like he's a grown man, almost 40 years old, acting like a child, y'all. Let's carry on.
cameras
witness.
in here. Don't nobody
However,
never see nothing.
I'm advising both parties to show
Come on, man,
decorum
this is not fair.
and restraint, to
I
be
would-
respectful of this jury's time and attention, and to let them do their job by focusing on the testimony and exhibits and evidence that's presented. Go ahead, Detective Casey, you can answer the question about when you have seen this video prior to today.
I saw the video within a few days of Mr. Brooks being arrested. I've reviewed it since then a few times. I reviewed it yesterday and again this morning, and now in court again.
You said you reviewed it yesterday and this morning. If you had seen this video numerous times before yesterday and today, why did you feel the need to view it yesterday and today?
Objection, argumentative.
Grounds.
Sustained as to the form of the question.
Y'all hear when he says grounds, he is like, I mean, every time in some of the other some of the other days or whatever, he's like grounds. Every time like the defense would say something or the judge, he's grounds. I'm like, doing too much, y'all. Let's carry on.
Question.
Why did you need to review it this morning?
Objection, argumentative.
Overruled, the witness may answer.
Because I wanted to be 100% sure of the content, and if there's any questions that were asked of it, I wanted to make sure that I would be able to answer them appropriately.
And why was this, to your knowledge, why was this video never brought up in your earlier testimony?
Objection, that's a
Grounds.
misstatement, Your Honor.
There he
Sustained.
It was
as to the
not
form
brought
of
up
the
in your
question.
earlier.
There he goes with the grounds again, y'all. He is like, I don't know if somebody sat down and watched the whole trial and seen how many times he said grounds, but y'all, I'm sure if they paid him $1 for every time he said grounds, he would be rich. I'm telling y'all. Let's carry on.
This is facts, not in evidence.
If you had seen it numerous times before today, why did you need to see it again to make sure if any questions were asked or however you refer to it? What would be the need to view again this morning something that you had viewed numerous times before?
I will see what I
Objection, objection, compound, asked and answered, misstatement of the facts, argumentative.
Sustained.
Did you view the video this morning because you knew that the video would be made an exhibit this morning?
Objection, assumes facts, not in evidence.
Sustained as to the form of the question.
This is mind-boggling. This is mind-boggling.
Y'all, he be doing, I'm telling y'all, it's a sad trial. And, people have lost their lives. Children have lost their lives because of him. But, and condolences to them and their families, who lost, their lives and people who even got hurt. But Darrell Brooks, y'all, he is something else, y'all. I mean, rolling of the eyes, talking back to the judge. Yeah, let's carry on, y'all.
Can you clarify again why you viewed the video this morning?
Objection has been answered.
Sustained.
So you're gonna sustain everything?
It was already answered, sir. Next question, please.
And I'm asking for clarification.
Next question, please.
I don't got no more questions, man.
All right, thank you.
This is mind-boggling.
Detective, you may step down. I'll excuse the jury.
People was trying.
You see how childish he acts? He's talking about this is mind-boggling. Well, we mind-boggled too by your actions. You did all this and you come to court even acting a donkey? Like, you have the audacity to come in there and be disrespectful, rolling your eyes, talking back to the judge, being disrespectful to the defense, even to the witnesses, y'all. I mean, he is off the chain. Like, where do they do this at? I'm just saying, Darrell Brooks, yeah. He is, he showed his natural, let's continue, y'all. Let's continue with these shenanigans.
Trying to do is not fair. Hide things from the jury repeatedly. You don't tell them all the information
Mr.
they
Brooks,
need
I'm
to
going
know.
to take up all of your objections outside the presence of the jury. I'd ask that you honor my decision to do that and you show courtesy and decorum.
Because you asked.
Mr. Brooks, please.
Because you asked. That's the only reason, because you asked.
Because you
I see
asked.
what you people are trying to do. It's not right. It's not fair and it's not right.
You can have a seat. Well, once the jury's outside of the courtroom, I'll take up the objections previously in the evidence. All right. First of all, Attorney Hopper, if you can make a record as to this exhibit and whether it's been turned over previously.
It was previously included in the initial discovery that was sent initially to the public defender's office, and now we have a record that those 3 boxes were turned over to Mr. Brooks.
Objection, I don't consent to being called that name, and it was not in the video footage that I have obtained.
Y'all, where does he get this thing that he don't want to be called his name, Darrell Brooks? I mean, what else do you want to be called? I'm trying to figure out why he don't want to be called his name. I just think that is a way to try to pick with the judge just to get on her nerves, really and truly. Because if your name is Darrell Brooks, why wouldn't somebody call you Darrell Brooks? Do you have an alias we can call you? I want to know. Do you have, Darrell, do you have an alias? What's your alias so we can call you? Let's go look up your record because you got a long criminal history. Let's go look up your record and see what aliases you want to that's on your record that you want maybe possibly want to be called, and I know the judge couldn't say that, but I'm just saying, I mean, that's the first thing that came to my mind, like, what you want to be called? You got an alias or something? Let's continue, y'all.
That video was not part of it. Do you think I would sit here and be this irritated?
Mr. Brooks, I need to make a record. So just please sit down. There's no need for you to stand at the moment.
I feel like standing right now.
Please sit down.
I feel like standing.
All right, based upon.
He feels like standing. Darrell Brooks feels like doing whatever Darrell Brooks want to do. But this is only for the trial, because I'm sure like somebody messaged me in the comment box today is talking about, Darrell Brooks, they didn't handle him in prison. So he's already getting the 2 pieces and 12 biscuits already handed to him for all the smart, that joker, he got a very slick mouth, very, very slick. And see, those type of people, they can only get away with it for so long. You in the prison now, you got jokers in there that, ain't gonna never come home. So they don't have, what I'm saying? They don't care, what I'm saying? But yeah, he got some very, 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 very slick mouth. But let's carry on, y'all. Let's carry
On the offer of proof provided by the state, and it was provided to prior counsel, that satisfies me as to that issue.
That's
I
inaccurate.
indicated
That's
I would-
inaccurate, Your Honor. Can we have the prior counsel testify to that then? Because
not at this time,
I
sir.
have not obtained that.
Oh.
Right now, that was my first time seeing that as an exhibit. That's
Mr.
why I
Brooks, I
raised the issue.
presume, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you're familiar with that video? Yes or no?
What does that have to do with what we're talking
Because
about?
I'm gonna make a finding based upon what I viewed in that video.
Why does Darrell Brooks think that he could play this judge? This judge is very smart and very educated. As y'all can see, Judge Darrell, as soon as Darrell would say something smart or say something crazy, she'd be like, she hit him back with the title, law, regulation, or whatever. She hit him back with like a quickness. Like, who does Darrell think he is trying to get over on Judge Darrell, y'all? Let's proceed.
That there's absolutely no surprise to you. It appears to me, even without the video, that that's a music video, that you are in it, that the vehicle that has been the subject of this entire case, that red Ford Escape with the plate that's been testified to, is in that video. That video is relevant for a number of different reasons. The first of which, it goes to identification of you, identification of the vehicle. You opened up the door through your cross-exam of Detective Casey about his ability to identify you in that video. And when I say identification of you, specifically as it relates to Detective Casey's opinion that that's you in the video, of course, it's ultimately up to the jury to determine that, and what relevance, if any, evidence have, but you opened up the door for the state to show that video because you directly attacked the credibility of Detective Casey through his knowledge of it and the identification by him of you in it because the still image was of your back.
Okay.
So that opened up the door, and it's proper. There's absolutely no surprise to you that that video exists. And that is my finding as it relates to
What do you mean
that.
by it's no surprise to me that it exists? That was not the issue. The issue was, how was it made an exhibit at the last moment? How does it be made an exhibit out of the blue? That was the issue. The issue.
State can make an offer of proof on that because obviously they marked it as an exhibit.
But with all
So
respect,
go
Your
ahead,
Honor, you're
Attorney Opera.
mischaracterizing what I said, and the record needs to be clear. The issue that I raised was, how does this at the last minute out of the blue become an exhibit?
Attorney
That
Opera,
was the
go
issue.
ahead and make your offer of proof on that.
Thank you, Judge. And another thing worth noting is the testimony of Detective Casey that this video was obtained from the defendant's own Facebook account
Y'all.
as well. The court is well
Objection,
aware.
he said social
There's
media. He
nothing
didn't say what it
Hold on,
was.
sir, stop interrupting. We have to make a record of it. You've
Then make the record clear.
interrupted multiple times. I've been abundantly
Make
patient
the record
with
clear.
you. Again, another interruption.
Y'all, that is one thing about this judge. Every time that he spoke and said, was acting crazy, whatever, she's like, noted, noted, noted. She's noting everything because, she's smart. She knows what type of person Darrell Brooks is. Of course, I'm sure she done seen all kind of people coming in her courtroom, but this one right here, epic. Let's continue.
Interruption. So you need to be quiet and let the state make a record. Stop gesturing at
asking me to be
me.
quiet?
Stop rolling your eyes at
Are
me.
you?
Stop
No, I'm looking
mumbling.
right at you. I'm not rolling my eyes.
No, you
I'm
have
looking.
throughout. I've seen
I'm
it and
looking.
I've made note
I'm
of
looking
it.
at you. Okay, so are you asking me to be quiet or are you telling me to be quiet?
Go ahead, Attorney Opera.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Who is he to question the judge, you guys? Are you asking me or telling me? Y'all, Darrell Brooks his elevator don't go to the top. I'm just saying, that's my opinion now. His elevator don't go to the top floor. Let's continue, y'all.
I'm gonna take that
And
as
just
asking.
to indicate, Your Honor, this court has been abundantly patient with Mr. Brooks. He challenges the court's authority
Mhm.
repeatedly. This court absolutely has the ability to tell him, sit down and be quiet. And you haven't done that. And I know why you haven't done that, Your Honor, and we appreciate that. He is not in control of this courtroom. You are, and he needs to respect that. This video was relevant based on his questioning of Detective Casey, as you just indicated, challenging his ability to identify the person who had their back.
Get him, girl. Get him, girl. Get him, girl. That defense lawyer she know her stuff too, because she's been a defense attorney for some years. She knows her stuff too. For Darrell to be coming there and cutting up, just like she said, this is your courtroom. That's like somebody coming to your house and trying to tell you what to do. Like, when we come to my house, we take the shoes off at the front door. We don't walk in my house with no shoes on. It's like somebody coming in my house just walking with their shoes all throughout my house on the carpets and everything. Like, where do they do that at? No respect. Let's carry on.
Turn to the camera in the still shot of State's Exhibit 175. Trials are fluid. When he opened the door to that, we came up with the video, which Detective Casey testified repeatedly on direct examination and cross-examination as to how he knew that was Mr. Brooks, because he had seen the rest of the video. He would not accept that. He pushed it and pushed it and pushed it until we played the video. The lyrics of that video probably would have been prejudicial. Originally, I wasn't going to ask for volume. Then I did, because he pushed it again, and his voice and his mannerism of speech, I thought, would have assisted the jury in identifying Mr. Brooks as the person in the video with the red SUV. However, you smartly asked me to play it without the audio, and I did that, and then I never went back to that. This is all to the benefit of this defendant, who continues to suggest and impugn the integrity of this court and this prosecution without basis. He doesn't like it because the evidence is stacking up and stacking up. And whenever it does, his response is to accuse you, the court, or the prosecutors of being unethical and hiding things. There is nothing in law that prevents me from pulling something out of my briefcase right now and making it an exhibit if it's relevant. You decide what's relevant, what's admissible, not Mr. Brooks. There is no law. He can cite to no law, no authority whatsoever that says I can't make an exhibit.
I meant to say prosecutors, you guys. Darrell Brooks has been disrespecting the prosecutors. They are the prosecutors for the case.
Essentially on the fly, if it's called for, and that's exactly what just happened here. So I apologize for my tone with the court. I don't mean to direct this at the court. It is very frustrating. The court has demonstrated much more patience than I have with Mr. Brooks, because again, I do not appreciate his impugning the integrity of these proceedings, of Your Honor's efforts to run a fair trial, and of our efforts to run a fair trial. We have ethical obligations as well to be fair in this courtroom. We have respected that entirely. The reason I was laughing 30 seconds ago was because the exhibit was mislabeled. There was an extra Y and it said Exhibit E, EXHIBITY. And I turned around to the paralegal and pointed that out.
Y'all, if they were laughing, like, I don't understand when you got those people, and he's, to me, like I said, I'm no doctor or anything like that, but he's a narcissist, in my opinion. Those narcissistic type of people, every time you, like, you maybe having a conversation in the corner or, something else, they always really think that you're talking about them. It could be something that, they didn't drop some toothpaste on their shirt and forgot to, clean it off or something. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be directly about him and they laughing at him. Y'all, let's carry on.
And we laughed over it, the word exhibity. That was it. There has been no disrespect directed at Mr. Brooks directly in any fashion. So he can object all he wants, and he has made that clear. He will continue to object and obstruct the court and obstruct these proceedings every last chance he gets. But legally, everything has been above board and proper. And this exhibit is no exception. I apologize for my tone, Judge.
Thank you. I appreciate that additional record being made.
I object to that.
My previous ruling doesn't change in any way that the exhibit is relevant. I indicated I would take it up because, and I'm taking what the state's saying as withdrawing the request to play the lyrics.
That is correct.
All right. I have not heard them, but I'll certainly take the state at its word as an officer of the court that it would be prejudicial based upon the lyrics that are in that video, but my decision to admit the video without audio stands. I do want to take up two other issues. There was an objection to questions regarding cross-examination. So
Y'all, and he is still standing up. Crazy.
the objections were by the state. One had to do with there's questioning about possible testimony with his niece and nephew, and then the jail cell search issues. So Mr. Brooks, you asked the questions. The state had objected. Since you're the proponent of what would presumably come in through the testimony of Detective Casey, what is your offer of proof as to why I should allow Detective Casey to come back on the stand and testify about his interaction? I believe it was with your mom and possible testimony of your niece and nephew.
It don't matter with Detective Casey. He's off the stand. He's not going back on the stand.
No, but I told you I would recall him. I wanted to take it up outside the presence of the jury.
How do I supposed to know?
So are you withdrawing that, sir?
How am I supposed to know? I think I deserve a chance to rebut what was just said. I think I deserve that much if it's a fair trial.
Y'all, I know Judge Darrell was probably like, let me call this joker's mama so she can come and bop him in the back of his head. But let's not forget the reason why he acted like that, because his mama evidently didn't do nothing, you guys. Let's continue. I'm just saying, y'all. It shows.
What information do you want to provide to me about that last exhibit?
About what last exhibit? I'm talking about the audacity of the prosecution to just put that on the record when it's stated it's untrue.
I don't know what you're talking about. What's untrue?
We just heard her talk for 5-10 minutes straight. Now don't nobody know what I'm talking about.
I don't know specifically what you're talking about.
There's a reference made to what I'm supposed to know about the evidence stacking up and this and that, as if that has any bearing on what I still think and what I'm still going to present. It doesn't.
Well, that's not what we're talking about at the moment. I made a ruling on an exhibit.
She's been laughing and making comments under her breath the whole time during the whole trial, and I never said nothing. I don't know what's being said, but I can tell that it's directed towards me. I'm not.
Y'all, he has a very guilty conscience. Like she said, it was a misspelling of a word. It ain't had nothing to do with him why they were laughing. Why is it that narcissists always have to know what is going on? And I've noticed that with every narcissist that I've encountered, from work to, personal life, every time I run into a narcissist, they got to know what this person is doing. They got to know what that person is doing, what they saying. I mean, I don't know, but let's carry on, y'all.
I'm not an idiot.
I haven't made any of those observations,
I didn't
sir.
say
What
you.
I've
I didn't say you, Your Honor.
No. What I've observed
listen, please.
Go ahead.
For her to sit there and try to play it off as if she's not referencing to me, she must think I'm an idiot. That is very disrespectful to me. I haven't said anything about that until today. She's done it numerous times.
What are you talking about? I don't.
Y'all, he is talking about somebody disrespected him. That is like calling the pot calling the kettle black. Now you go in that courtroom disrespecting everybody, starting with the judge. And you gonna talk about they disrespecting you? Boy, bye. Let's carry on.
Don't
her
know what you're
laughing under her breath. Her trying to cover up the microphone so they can laugh and hee and key. That they've been doing that the whole time. I didn't
need
say
specific
anything. I didn't say
instances, sir,
anything
because
about
I
it.
have not noticed that. What I notice are 3 attorneys who cover up the microphone so that they're not heard when they're conferring with each other about evidentiary issues or about testimony.
So why is it always laughing and giggling?
I
involved
haven't
with that?
noticed that other than the one thing you pointed out.
Well, we
today,
have
that-
cameras. That's what the
Mr.
cameras are
Brooks,
for.
let's refocus our attention on what we're here.
I think he's doing this a lot of the times too. It might be because he's scared, because he knows that the time is coming, that whenever they do come down with the pleas, the guilty pleas, that he's about to go to the big house with a lot of them big people, and I think he was scared, but he was taking his frustration out on the judge. I think that's some of the reason, besides him being narcissistic, but he was trying to prolong his court hearing so he didn't have to go to the big house, because when he was going to trial, he was being housed in the local jail. He wasn't being housed in the prison, but he was trying to basically buy some time by cutting up and acting a god dang on fool, so he wouldn't have to go to the big house, as fast as he did. But y'all, let's carry on.
Here for, and that's
Okay,
this trial.
I'll take that.
And do you have anything you want to put on the record?
I'm putting it on the record if I get a chance.
No, you need to let me finish. As it relates to the video.
Get him, Judge Darrell. You need to let me. That's what, girl. That's what I'm talking about. Let's continue.
And my decision to admit it.
She just admitted that she just now came with the exhibit. It was not that she just said. She just made it an exhibit. It was not an exhibit before she made it one.
So do you have some legal basis, sir, for your position? Because I'm not.
What do I need legal basis for when she just admitted on the record that she just made this exhibit up?
No,
right
she
now?
didn't. That is a complete mischaracterization. Sure, she did not.
That's what. So she wasn't implying that by saying that she could pull anything out of her suitcase.
So that's a figure of speech.
Okay, so what is it implying to? What would that be implying to?
As attorney,
how would anyone in my position?
Because you're not providing me with any legal basis.
I didn't even finish. You told me.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. She was like, "You're not providing me nothing with no legal basis on what you're trying to tell me," because Darrell Brooks, y'all, is not a lawyer. He is interpreting those laws like some of them Christians be trying to interpret the Bible in the wrong way. That part. And let's carry on, y'all, on that part.
That I can make the record. I'm intending to make the record.
Sir, as it relates to the video and my decision to admit it.
I just said that you didn't even let me finish.
You're not letting me finish.
You didn't let me finish either, Your Honor.
Because you're not providing me.
But how do you know I wouldn't get to that if I didn't finish?
You're not providing me with anything from a legal basis for which I would consider changing my mind. So the state's withdrawn their request to play the audio.
Then why play the video at audience?
I've already made a ruling on that. You're questioning the ruling. You're not asking me to reconsider it based on any legal basis.
There should be a legal reconsideration of it.
Then you need to provide me with the legal basis for that, sir.
Y'all, that's what I'm talking about. This judge, she is on her P's and Q's. She is on her A game, y'all. She is very educated. And Darrell Brooks, he think that he can, run game on her. No, you're not in the streets, you in the court. And she's trying to tell him, okay, you want to do, need to provide, this information, whatever. You need to provide me the laws, rules, regulations on it too. You can't just tell me anything and be like, and I'm like gonna be like, okay, No, she is on her A game, y'all. Let's carry on,
sir.
So I'm supposed to just come off that with off the top of my head?
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
You're representing yourself. It's not ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Judge Dara, did y'all hear what she said? She said, you are representing yourself. Isn't that the choice he made, y'all? Is that the choice he made? He is up there, y'all. Let me tell y'all. He is up there like he's trying to get the answers to the test. No, you don't need to. We can't give you the answers to the test. You look, You chose this road to defend yourself. So evidently, when you told me, I'm thinking like the judge is saying, when Darrell Brooks told me that he wanted to defend himself, he let me know that he got this. But y'all can see, as I can see, y'all, he ain't had nothing. Let's carry on, y'all.
So I was supposed to already come in here this morning and say, oh, a video is going to be shown off the fly at the drop of a hat. Let me try to find some legal thing to combat. How am I supposed to do that?
The bottom line is you opened the door to the playing of that video.
We're not talking about
and the
opening
video
those
was
doors.
Previously provided to you during discovery.
We're not talking about opening those doors. We're talking about being fair.
There's absolutely no prejudice to you in terms of surprise.
With all due respect, if I had done that,
I am going to move on.
If I had done that, it would have been a big thing.
I'm advising you.
Are you asking me?
I'm advising you, sir.
Oh, okay.
I'm advising you to.
I'm telling y'all, that Judge Darrell, you see, I'm advising you. She knows, and that's what I talk about in my previous video, y'all. When people use words, you guys have to listen. Did y'all see how he was trying to play that word game with her? She's like, I'm advising you. Are you telling me or asking me? No. We're not doing neither nor. We advising you. Judge Darrell, she is on her A game, y'all.
To sit down and be quiet. And if you interrupt me again, you are on notice that you will forfeit your right to be present in this trial.
Bam. She put him on notice, y'all. Like, you about to get a referral. You know how you in high school, middle school, your teacher gets you a referral. You got 1 or 2 more chances, Billy. And then I'm sending you to the principal's office. She told him she gonna put him on notice if he don't get himself together, because he is with the shenanigans, y'all. Let's carry on.
Mr. Brooks.
For the entire trial? Did you say the entire trial?
I never said any such
thing. You said for the trial. So what do you mean? I'm asking, what do you mean?
Mr. Brooks, you continue to come at me.
And y'all, another thing with these narcissists, why do they try to put words in your mouth? Not only narcissists, but people. People will try to put words in your mouth and you'd be like, no, that's not what that meant, or not how I said that, or I didn't even say that at all. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, y'all have to listen to people's words. I'm telling y'all. It'd be like people playing games, but it's the word game that really is what be really in effect when people be trying to run game on y'all. Y'all gotta listen to these people when they talk. These words are powerful, y'all. I'm telling y'all. Let's carry on.
I don't consent to being called.
You continue to fight with me. You are being disrespectful.
I'm not fighting with you. I'm not.
I'm going to give you one last opportunity to sit down and be quiet so I can make a finding as it relates to other things.
Are you asking?
I don't need to ask. I'm telling you.
Did Judge Darrell just shut him up? Judge Darrell just told him, I'm not asking you a daggone thing. I'm telling you, you need to sit down. Hey, Jamil, pure survival. Do crazy, laughing out loud. I would never fix my face and talk to a judge like that, even if I'm there just for a traffic. Exactly, Jamil. Like, I just don't understand. Like, he is so disrespectful on so many levels, y'all. Crazy. Like, I wouldn't go, like Jamil said, he ain't about to, even if he had a traffic ticket. This guy is facing like multiple life sentences for murking these people, running into them in the parade, and unaliving adults and children. And he coming in the courtroom acting like that, y'all. Like, where do they do that at? Y'all, let's carry on. Yeah, pure survival, Jamil. Pure survival. This joker is off the chain. Let's carry on.
Thank you. There were 2 other issues that came up that I advised the parties I would take up outside the presence of the jury and give, if appropriate, Mr. Brooks the opportunity to ask further questions of Detective Casey. There was questioning by Mr. Brooks about possible testimony and why it had to do with it was in the context of him questioning Detective Casey about speaking with Dawn Woods, his mother, and about a time in August, and there was some reference to his niece and nephew. And I sustained the objection. I wanted to take it up outside the presence of the jury. That's the first issue. The second issue was the questioning of Detective.
So Jamil, yes, I just read your comment. Yes, pure survival. Yes, he is trying to show, he is showing, yeah. So Jamil said all he's doing is showing how guilty he really is. Yes, he really is, Jamil. And I think also that he is showing how guilty he is, but at the same time, you know, inside his soul is trembling. I'm telling you, because he already know the big dogs, you know, at the big house, they waiting for him. You know, they're waiting for him. They like pit bulls over there waiting for him because, you know, they like he's in there disrespect. Because one thing about some men and people, you know, they may be out there doing crime and stuff, and they may be, you know, being bad in that aspect and stuff like that. But when it comes to going to court and being respectful to the judge, oh, they shut, you know, lip seal, and they act like they got some sense and some home training, like I used to always say. They got home training. Darrell Brooks, he ain't got no home training. Like I said, if I was Judge Darrell, I would have been like, I need to call your mom so she can come bop you upside the head. But your mom didn't bop you upside the head at all, period, because you wouldn't be acting like this in the first place, y'all. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you agree, Jamil? Yeah, it's crazy. Like, you ain't got no type of home training. You ain't got no respect. You talking to everybody and anybody like you ain't got no sense. Yeah, you ain't got no home training. None. No, mama was absent. Mama ain't taught him a goddamn thing. Okay, let's continue. We just got a few more minutes on this video, y'all. Then we're going to wrap it up.
Casey by Mr. Brooks related to the jail search. Do you want the opportunity to question Detective Casey about either one of these two topics is my first question.
Okay, why was it an issue with me bringing it?
Mr. Brooks, I'm only going to ask you one more time, and if you don't answer it correctly,
if I don't understand what was the problem in the get-go with the question, how am I supposed to answer it now?
Y'all, let me tell you, Darrell Brooks took it upon himself to do, you know, be his own, you know, take on his own case. But it's like he's up there asking the teacher the answers for the test. You can't ask the teacher for the answers to the test. You say you got it. You went and you signed the paperwork and told the judge, you know, I'm able to handle my case on my own. I don't need no lawyer. So why are you up there asking the judge the answers to the questions? No, you should be giving me, you know, the information. I shouldn't be trying to tell you what to say and how to say it because you said that you was, you know, good enough to, you know, take care of your own trial. You know, represent yourself, y'all. Let's carry on. This Joker. He's something else, y'all.
Mr. Brooks, listen to me, please. I'm going to ask this question one more time.
Man,
it calls for a yes or no.
I don't like your tone and the way you're talking to me. I don't.
Mr.
I don't
Brooks,
appreciate it.
Sit down. I don't care if you don't like my tone. You've been pushing my buttons all day throughout this entire trial, and I have showed the utmost of respect for you. And I don't appreciate you impugning the integrity of this court.
If that's what you want to call it, that's fine, but it's not accurate.
Stop talking.
What you mean stop talking?
I need to make a ruling.
Y'all, do y'all see this Joker? Do y'all see this Joker? Do y'all see the way he is talking to do y'all see the way he's talking to Judge Darrell? Like, he is doing the most on the coast, y'all. So disrespectful on so many levels, y'all. I can't believe he is talking to her like this, y'all. Jamil, what is going on? Like, his mama ain't no home training. Mama absent. Let's carry on.
Okay, well, I'm purposely not putting you in the other courtroom right now.
Let's talk to each other like adults then.
Mr.
Because
Brooks,
I've never told you to stop talking.
Oh, you talking to the judge like this? I'm telling you, them inmates in that big pen where he at, I'm telling you, they was like some pit bulls waiting for him to look. They probably was looking out the window waiting for him to be, you know, the guards to bring him inside the prison and stuff. I bet you they was waiting like pit bulls to get a hold of him because, like I said, some of the inmates, they did what they did, but at the same time, they have respect. Darrell, he ain't got no home training, y'all. Let's continue. He's off the chain, y'all.
I'm going to ask this question one more time, and if he doesn't answer it, I'll take it as a no. Do you want the opportunity to question Detective Casey regarding either his questioning or meeting up with your mom and your niece and nephew about possible testimony, or the search of your jail cell? Yes or no?
What was the problem with me asking the question about the
he's
jail
not answering
cell?
my question. We'll move on.
I'm trying to understand. If I don't understand,
all right, y'all. That is it. Look, he is Darrell Brooks. He talk about he don't understand. No, you're supposed to understand. Didn't you sign the papers and said that you can represent yourself, right? So that means that you have to hurry up and be a lawyer in 24 hours and get your jailhouse attorney's certification to be ready for your trial, right? I'm just saying. Jamel said he already know he's going under the jail, so he really just lost his mind, in my opinion. Jamel, I think so too. He knew he didn't unalive all those people along with some babies, y'all. It was like a couple of children that passed away from that. People got hurt. I mean, it was awful. He literally took his car, and while they was marching in the little parade in Waukesha, took his car and just ran and drove into those people, y'all. Crazy. But he come to court acting like this, y'all. Where do they do this at, y'all? Where they do this at? Like, he got a really slick mouth, very slick mouth. Yeah, it is sad, Jamil. It is sad. It is. I'm telling y'all, it is so sad to see what he did and how he terrorized that city town of Waukesha. I'm like, he just was doing the most, y'all. I mean, doing the most. Like, I just cannot fathom how he could get up there and talk crazy to the judge. Like, no respect. He ain't got no type of respect, none. But one thing I do know, y'all, is that when he went to later on, like I think it was like earlier this year, I think, when he had to come back because he still is fighting some cases, y'all. So he has to fight some cases for his beating up his ex-girlfriend. So he had to go to court, and it was a male judge. And that joker, look, them lips was sealed. I thought that he probably lost his voice and forgot to. He didn't know how to talk no more. Like, I thought he didn't know how to talk no more because he was quiet. He didn't, it was crazy. He was not like being disrespectful or nothing to that judge. But when that judge was talking, he didn't say nothing. He was quiet like a church mouse, y'all. I'm telling y'all, it's crazy. But y'all, thanks for tuning in, y'all. This was Darrell Brooks said he feels like standing when the judge asks him to sit down, y'all. If you guys will like, share, and subscribe. And I hope y'all enjoyed this video, but I will continue to bring you guys more shenanigans when it comes to Darrell Brooks, because Darrell Brooks, there was so much in this trial, but we're gonna be going over it because some of the stuff he was saying, I was like, this joker right here, but but it served him right because now he's in the big house with all the big boys, so that mouth, I bet you that mouth ain't slick like it was when he was in the courtroom with Judge Darrell. But y'all, let me know what y'all think, and I guess I will see you guys next time on the next video. Toodles.